truck bed looking out at me, and I have this Selway slip-on over the limb longbow quiver, and I like it very much. I just took it off my 50-pound longbow, or 52-pound longbow, and I'm going to put it on the bow that I'm using for deer and bear this year, which is a 47-pound bow. And I've been shooting this bow all year, and I'm shooting it with a different arrow setup than what I shot last year as well. What I'm going to do is I've got right there, I've got a bag set up and the chrono to figure out how fast it's shooting without it on. And again, and I'm going to compare that. Now, I haven't actually chronoed this bow with this this heavier arrow this year. Mind you, this isn't as heavy as a lot of people shoot, I know. But this arrow has the full brass insert in the front, along with the 125 grain tip. I'm going to see what I'm shooting, feet per second. Then I'm going to slip the quiver on the bow, and then take some more shots with some arrows in the quiver, and see if I slow down at all. I know that with my other bow, just because the riser is so short on the particular style bow that I shoot, made by a local bowyer and a friend of mine, it slowed down a little bit. So I'm going to see what happens with this one, and if it does slow down, I'll see how much, and then make a decision whether or not I'm going to shoot a different style quiver, you know, one that's on my backpack or something along those lines. But stay with me, and we'll figure this out together. All right, talk to you in a bit. I should be shooting in the 150s. That's better. Yeah, 155. $151. $156. All right. We're going to say somewhere in the low 150s. So now, got my two-piece lower limb, upper limb. Some soapy water. That helps slipping it up nice and tight. And although you got to be really, really careful, I used this a little bit last time just to get me a little extra, just a rubber mallet. I just give it a little ding just to square it up. I was having trouble with my hands trying to square these up when I got it down. All right, so I've got to unstring the bow, take the string off, slide these on, get them positioned correctly, and then I'll be back and we'll test it all again. Actually, I might show you guys what I'm doing along the way. you hear some construction noise, because there's a house being built just down the end. Nice new neighbors. Lovely house. Alright, so we're going to unstring the bow. A lot of you guys use plastic and things like that. I just throw a rubber band to keep that on. Someone probably going to say that that will slow my bow down, rob some feet per second. You might be right, but so does anything that you put down there to hold the that lower loop on. So that's what I do. So when it's unstrung, it doesn't always slip off the end. So I try to keep those loops the same as they are. That way I don't lose any twists. Put the arrow shaft through it, set that down until I need it. Alright, let's start with the lower limb. Don't accidentally put it on the wrong way. So in this particular case, I want it to stick out opposite my bow arm. Take a little bit of the soapy water that I've got, and I'm going to smear it on the inside. Alright. So again, I'll have to screw this up. And I want to get this down well past the fades. But again, with this particular Boyer, and I love this bow. I love all these bows. I'll soon be owning 4 of them. Wild things are called. That's pretty good. This is actually going on this bow better than it did my other one. And this is what I didn't want you to see, right? Just gives me that little bit of a snugness. Alright, here's my bottom piece. Set this down for a moment. Here's my top piece. Sorry, I always take elastics. I like having elastics with me in the woods, but those are old, so they'll probably get changed out. Elastics come in handy for me in the woods for some reason. So I like to have a couple with me. Actually, you know what? I'm stealing that from, what's his name? Oh, Pink Feathers. Shit. I can't remember his name. Everybody knows who I'm talking about. Anyway. Alright, and again, you want to make sure that this is going on the right way. It's not looking too bad. And I've got that up past the fades pretty good. All right, I'm going to restring it, and we'll give it a couple more shots and we'll see where I am, as far as speed that is. So just quickly, I want to show you what I mean. So for the fades, let's see if I can get that to, there we go, a little better focus. So you see, so this piece of wood comes up, it fades into the limb. You don't want either the top or the bottom to end up sitting up here on the working limb. You want to try and get it down past the fade when it's not a working limb. And here again, you can see I've got it just down past. But that's about as far as I can get it. And you can see what it looks like there. Anyway, we're about to shoot it, so let's find out how fast she is, or isn't, as the case might be. Okay guys, I think you can see that well enough. Take my hat back off. We're even going to go as far as shooting exactly the same arrow. My arrows are about 450 to 455 grain. They're all in there somewhere, just in case you're wondering. Total, that's total weight. Now this is without arrows in the quiver. I suppose that's not a bad thing. I might have pulled that back a hint better. 157. $158. $156. All right. So now all I'm doing, I'm just going to put 2 arrows in my quiver. One in the front, one in the back, just to give it a little bit of stress. And this one shoots 150, anything close to 155, I'm good to go. Perfect. So that's it. Tout fini. So, just to make sure I'm in full frame. So anyway, that's what it looks like. It's got room for 3 more arrows. It didn't rob any speed from me whatsoever, which is great. It looked like it was shooting faster. It wasn't. That was just me. I was shooting cold those first few arrows, and I'm sure that I was just pulling back, getting to full anchor for the last few, and that's why it was up. So, pretty pleased with that. I think it looks cool. I love being able to carry my arrows right on my bow. Not so much for deer and bear all the time, although it is convenient. More to do with rabbit hunting and bird hunting. I like having them right there so I can pull them and put them on. And it's easier for me, it seems, to get through the heavy brush when I'm rabbit hunting instead of wearing a quiver either on my back, on my hip, or on my backpack. So I find that works really, really well. And if you're trying to save your feathers when you are going through thick brush and you're going for rabbits and such, I use blunts, so I'm not worried about the blunts on the opposite end. I turn my arrows around. This is something more than a few of the older fellas that I bow hunt with do. And there is something about having your feathers all up by your riser, so that when you're pushing through the bush in the woods and getting all the twigs out of the way, they don't get ripped when you're trying to put your bow through, so you're not losing fletching. So that's a little hint from me to you, just as a heads up, if you're ever doing that. If you're putting broadheads on, or even potentially just even your field points, I don't suggest walking through the woods with that pointy end out like that. But if you're using blunts for bunnies, which myself and most of my buddies do, then that little trick does seem to work. All right. Have a great season, guys. I hope I got a lot of great video for you guys coming up through this season. I'm getting excited. We're a week and a half away. We're Wednesday, and it starts not this Monday, but the following Monday. So get out there and go shoot.